You've never heard of them, but the most iconic rock frontman of the last 40 years has. Axl Rose watched Richard Black perform on the Sunset Strip and basically took notes. The swagger, the intensity, the danger. That was Shark Island first. Their 1989 album, Law of the Order, should have launched them into the stratosphere. Paris Calling and Bad for Each Other had everything. Sleazy riffs, massive hooks, the kind of energy that fills arenas. Epic Records had them signed. The machinery was in place. Then nothing happened. Poor promotion, bad timing, and a label that simply didn't push hard enough. Grunge was already sharpening its knives, and Shark Island never got the moment they deserved. They didn't fail, they were failed. If Guns N' Roses and Faster Pussycat are in your rotation, you owe yourself 30 minutes with this band. Start with Paris Calling. Mark St. John played on Kiss's Animalize, then he got sick, got replaced, and the world mostly moved on. What the world missed was what he built next. White Tiger formed around St. John's guitar work, and their 1986 self-titled debut is a showcase for one of the most underrated players of the decade. Rock Warriors and Love/Hate hit hard and fast, aggressive, precise, and loaded with the kind of shredding that fans of Dokken and Y&T would have devoured instantly. The band had genuine firepower. St. John's name should have opened doors. His Kiss connection should have created curiosity. Instead, poor label support and almost no radio promotion ensured that virtually no one heard them. After one album, White Tiger was finished. One record in, one record out, and then silence. The decade is full of overlooked guitar heroes. Mark St. John belongs near the top of that list. Before Seattle meant flannel and feedback, it meant Q5. A band that fused Judas Priest's raw power with early Def Leppard's melodic instincts and still somehow ended up completely forgotten. Their 1984 debut, Steal the Light, was exactly what the title sounds like. Hard, bright, and sharp. Lonely Lady and Pull the Trigger had underground rock fans paying serious attention. The album deserved a bigger stage than it ever got. Then came the mistake. Their 1985 follow-up. When the Mirror Cracks chased a more commercial sound, and in doing so lost the fans who actually cared while failing to find the mainstream audience they were reaching for. That miscalculation cost them everything. Label problems piled on. Internal tension finished the job. Q5 disbanded before the industry ever gave them a real shot. For anyone who loves classic heavy metal with genuine melodic craft, this is a band that deserves to be dug up and played loud. Here's something that surprises us every time we check our analytics. More than 90% of the people watching this video right now are not subscribed. 90%. These bands didn't get a real opportunity, and we want to honor them now. That's why this needs to reach further. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. Share this with one person who still loves this era of rock. Now let's continue. Tesla had it, Cinderella had it, Baton Rouge had it too, and almost nobody noticed. Formed in Louisiana before relocating to Los Angeles, Baton Rouge brought something that set them apart from the Sunset Strip crowd: genuine soul, powerful vocals, bluesy guitar work, and a melodic instinct that felt earned rather than manufactured. Their 1989 debut, Shake Your Soul, was produced by Jack Ponte, the same man who worked with Bon Jovi. Walks Like a Woman and Doctor were polished, hook-driven rock songs with real emotional weight behind them. They had everything in place, but the rock scene in 1989 was overcrowded, and standing out required more than talent. It required backing. Baton Rouge didn't get it. By 1991, grunge had arrived and wiped out half the genre overnight. Their follow-up, Lights Out on the Playground, landed in the wreckage. One of the late 80s best-kept secrets, still waiting to be found.
That's great! They're playing my songs! Who's that?
Why, that's Kick-Axe.
Where are those guys? Where can I find them? I gotta see them. Where are they?
Canada gave the world Rush, Triumph, and Kick-Axe, and somehow only remembered 2 of them. Released in 1984, their debut Vices was a masterclass in everything that made 80s hard rock worth loving. Heavy Metal Shuffle and On the Road to Rock hit with the force of Quiet Riot and the melodic precision of Rat. Arena energy, massive riffs, and vocals that demanded volume. They should have been huge. They had the songs. They had the life presence. They had a growing underground following that genuinely believed something was about to happen. Nothing happened. Poor promotion strangled their momentum at every turn. Welcome to the club and rock beat. World followed. Both solid records, both ignored. Lineup changes destabilized what was left. By the late 80s, Kick-Axe had quietly disappeared. Casualties of an industry that never gave them the push they had clearly earned. An underrated catalog. Start at the beginning. They had the look. They had the sound. They had Dieter Dierks, the producer behind Scorpion's biggest records, shaping their debut. On paper, Black and Blue from Portland, Oregon should have been untouchable. Their 1984 self-titled album delivered exactly what it promised. High-voltage rock anthems built for maximum impact. Hold On to 18 and School of Hard Knocks were the kind of tracks that justified the whole era. Big choruses, tight playing, and a swagger that matched anything Rat or Motley Crue were putting out at the same moment. But matching them on record wasn't the same as matching them on the charts. Black and Blue never broke through. Commercially, despite releasing several more albums including Nasty Nasty and In Heat, they faded while lesser bands exploded. That's the frustrating math of the music industry, and talent gets you in the room, but politics decides who leaves famous. Black and Blue deserved better. If you grew up in the 80s, you already know their music. You just don't know. You know their name. Lion recorded the theme for Transformers. The movie, that wall of sound anthem with the soaring vocals, and the guitar work that made every kid in 1986 feel invincible. That was them. And almost nobody remembered to follow up on who actually made it. Their 1987 album Dangerous Attraction featured a young Doug Aldrich on guitar. The same Doug Aldrich who would later tear through Dio and Whitesnake. The talent was undeniable. Power Love and Fatal Attraction blended Dawkins' melodic muscle with the cinematic scale of Scorpions at their peak. But the breakthrough never came. No promotional push, no radio traction, and after Trouble in Angel City, they were gone. One of the most criminally overlooked melodic metal bands of the decade. Give them what the industry never did. An actual listen.
Like a flash, before my eyes. Oh, no.
Here's what Rough Cutt had going for them. Ties to Quiet Riot and Rat, a producer who made Judas Priest sound like thunder, and a frontman with one of the most distinctive voices in 80s rock. Paul Shortino's raspy, soulful delivery set Rough Cutt apart from every other band working the Sunset Strip in 1985. Their self-titled debut, produced by Tom Allom, combined melodic instincts with hard-hitting riffs in a way that felt genuinely dangerous. Take Her and Dreamin' Again had critics paying attention. The fan base was real. The praise was real. The commercial breakthrough never was. Want You followed in 1986, but internal fractures and label dysfunction had already doomed them. They collapsed before the industry ever gave them a fair shot at the mainstream they were clearly capable of reaching. Rough Cutt didn't fade because the music got worse. They faded because the business got in the way. Most people building a hard rock band in the 80s wanted to sound like they were from Los Angeles. Tangier sounded like they were from a swamp, and that's meant as the highest possible compliment. Hailing from Philadelphia, they brought a bluesy rawness to the genre that put them in the company of Great White and Bad Company. Their 1989 debut, Four Winds, was produced by Andy Johns, the engineer behind some of Led Zeppelin's most defining recordings.
You wait for a reason. You're putting your life on the line.
On the Line and Southbound Train carried real weight, gritty, soulful, built to last. They had everything except timing. By 1991, grunge had declared war on exactly the kind of music Tangier made. Stranded arrived and sank without a trace. Blues-based hard rock had become commercially toxic almost overnight, and there was nothing to be done about it, a band that got buried by a cultural shift, not a lack of talent. Find Four Winds, play it loud. Fronted by David Reese, the man who briefly replaced Udo Dirkschneider as the voice of Accept, Bangalore Choir arrived in 1992, fully loaded and completely out of time. On Target had everything the early 90s melodic rock scene needed. Massive choruses, tight production, razor-sharp guitar work, and anthems like Loaded Gun and Angel in Black that deserved serious radio rotation. It was a near-perfect record for a genre that had just been declared dead. Nirvana had already detonated. Pearl Jam was everywhere. Labels were signing flannel and dropping everything else. Bangalore Choir released one of the strongest melodic hard rock albums of the era and watched it disappear inside the grunge explosion in real time. No promotional push, no label support, nothing. Had On Target come. Out in 1988, this conversation would be very different. Instead, it remains one of the great what-ifs of the era, a brilliant album that arrived 4 years too late. These bands didn't fail. They were overlooked, mistimed, and mismanaged by labels, by the industry, and by an era that moved too fast to notice what it was leaving behind. The music survived. Go find it.